Great. Can everyone hear me okay? I'm Megan Shinneman. I'm the Senior Director for Policy Innovation and Development for the New York City Department for the Aging. This is our second year, so we really appreciate everyone, the experience last year and just everyone coming here and listening to our pitches. I looked through the slides. We definitely want all of the slides that are presented to be pitched. They're all are really worthwhile and benefit our population. So I really excited that everyone's here to listen. We also want to just address the information that we said at the beginning. Excuse me, Bita mentioned that we all are here because we want New York City to be a better place, and I agree with everything that she said. And I would just add on that fact that we also want it to be a place where we can age in, where we can become old and stay in our communities, and that's kind of where our department comes in. And so there are more than 1.8 million older New Yorkers, 60 plus, and their caregivers, one of 1.3 caregivers that make up a fifth of New York City's population. And so our job as the New York City Department for the Aging is to kind of represent them both as a mayoral agency and as a local area agency on aging, to really advocate for this population and really a focus on making New York City a place to age in place, and be age inclusive. And so our mission is really to support older adults in their ability to live safely, affordably, and in good health, and really, again, remaining in the home and in their communities. And so we use that through our community care model, which really supports all social services. And you'll hear a little bit about them with my colleagues afterwards, but really the services that we're most known for are home delivered meals, a limited number of home care, and then the 300 plus older adult centers, sometimes known as social senior centers, throughout the city that provide congregate meals, home socialization, health promotion classes, and ed rec, and ability to integrate in the community. And so that's really what the agency focuses on overall. Spacebar. Okay. So why are we here today? So our new pitch is really just, we know, as I mentioned, the 1.8 million older New Yorkers, making up 1/5, have been growing immensely since 2010. It's gone up by 28%. Despite this increasing number and all of the demographic changes that we've seen, there's also a huge fiscal strain in caring for really the most frail and the most isolated and those with the most needs. So there's a large population and a large fiscal responsibility connected with them, and yet there's never been a true, like, rigorous economic analysis on how these community-based services reduce the costliest interventions. They're most likely to have high emergency room visits, a lot of costly hospitalizations, nursing home admissions, caregiver costs that we'll hear about in a little bit. And so what we're really looking for in this pitch is to look for someone that has experience, and can pull together an evidence base that really ties our community care and what is invested at the city and state and national level, and what are the cost avoidances. How is that keeping these older adults out of the nursing homes, out of the expensive ER visits? And so economic analysis is not our forte, and we're looking to seek those that do have an economic background, that can kind of build this evidence base, to really set us up so we can serve essentially more older adults than we're already reaching right now. It's really the pitch for New York City is to have this evidence, so make more cost effective solutions and better invest in these preventive services. Obviously, older adults are more known, especially in New York City, they're more likely to be rent burdened. 40% are more likely to have difficulty paying their bills, and have some of these expensive emergency interventions. A lot of them are food insecure, as we were just hearing about. And so I definitely want to put a plug in for Mayor's Office of Food Policy as well, because we're impacted by that. But yeah, these are all services that we would be preventing those costly interventions later on. And so the main pitch is to work with someone who can help us develop this ROI, this return on investment, so that we can pitch and advocate for more services to come to New York City. And really, nationally, we know that we are the largest AAA in the country. And so whatever we're learning here in New York City, even though we know we're a little bit, the older adult population is a little poor and a little frailer, it's still something that it can be applied nationally. And so we don't have that support, and we're looking for someone to help us build that evidence base. So that's the first pitch, and I'll turn it over to my colleague.
Thank you, Megan. My name is Carolina Hoyos. I'm Senior Director of Caregiving Support at the New York City Department for the Aging. And the pitch for caregiving is really what we're looking for is to find what are the financial losses of unpaid informal family caregivers in New York City. We estimate there are about 1.3 million family caregivers who are caring for somebody who is an older adult, somebody with Alzheimer's disease or a related dementia, someone who is raising a grandchild or caring for a kin child that's not their own, or caring for somebody with chronic health and disabilities. And so really what we're looking to do is a validated economic model who can quantify the caregiver financial losses, because right now we know what the cost of caregiving can be in regards to the time that is invested, but we don't really know specifically for New York City what that financial loss is. We know that in a lifetime nationally, caregivers lose in economic lifetime wages and retirement income a little bit over 300,000. Family caregivers often don't self-identify as caregivers. And so one of the things that we've been doing at the Department for the Aging is doing really a campaign to encourage folks to self-identify and seek services and support before moments of crisis, before a hospitalization, a fall, a significant life event. And what we want to be able to quantify is that economic loss, that reduction in work hours, reduction in savings, having to tap into existing savings in order to supplement the care of the person that they're caring for or the care receiver. And so really that's our pitch. We have a lot of data from our community partners. We have caregiver programs that are funded through the Older Americans Act. And we've done a needs assessment survey where we found that 1/3 of family caregivers were struggling financially. We also have an internal database where we keep information about how long they've been providing care, how many hours a week they dedicate to caregiving, but we don't have that economic impact model yet. And that's really our pitch to try to find this information, because as most of you may know, the majority of caregivers are women and end up in poverty once they age. That is really a concern for New Yorkers, given the affordability of the city. So that is my pitch, and I'll turn it over to my colleague.
Good morning. My name is Chandra Smith-Thomas. I'm the Assistant Commissioner of Workforce and Community Development at NYC Aging. My pitch is really understanding and quantifying the economic value of older adult workforce. Here in New York City, we've already kind of gleaned over the fact that individuals are aging, individuals want to age in place. However, we are in a space where affordability is a challenge. So at New York City Department for the Aging, we have several workforce programs that we operate to support individuals who are in need of additional stimulus. But we also recognize that there is a population that is unretiring. So we are reconnecting individuals back to the workforce. Those programs that we operate are the CSEP program, which is a Title V program. We also have Silver Stars. We also have the foster grandparent. So these are established frameworks that we use to support that upskilling, that reconnection, and also providing valuable and meaningful work to older adults. So with this pitch, we are looking to develop a ROI to really understand the impact of older adults on the economy once they are re-engaging with the workforce. In 6 months, we would like to have a validated economic model to quantify the value of older adult employment, an ROI of the analysis of the programs that I just mentioned that we operate, as well as an established framework that can be modeled in other cities and other systems. And to support the reality that New York City is at a turning point. Older adults are working longer, they're contributing more, and they're filling critical labor force gaps. Yet in this city, we have no economic valuation that captures their impact. Hopefully this project will do just that.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Molly Bernstein. I'm the Senior Director of Elder Justice at NYC Aging, and the pitch that I'm going to be talking about today is around assessing the prevalence and the impact of hoarding disorder among older New Yorkers. So in particular, we're looking to develop the first city-level model that will seek to quantify the full scope of hoarding and severe clutter among older New Yorkers. So looking at the prevalence, the risk factors, where there are currently gaps in systems and services, as well as the system cost associated with hoarding behaviors and severe clutter among older New Yorkers. And then once we have that full scope, to really think about and to design the first evidence-based multi-agency intervention model that can support older New Yorkers who are hoarding. So we know that hoarding disorders have direct impacts on older New Yorkers' health, their housing, their stability in their communities. There is not really great research in this area, so there is data to suggest that about 6% of folks 70 and above exhibit hoarding or meet the criteria for hoarding. But in New York in particular, and among higher risk groups, such as those who are facing eviction proceedings, the rates are much, much higher, over 20%. And I would say we see this kind of bear out in our daily work at NYC Aging. So through our services and our programs, we are often hearing about or coming into contact with older adults that are hoarding or exhibiting severe clutter, and it has real impacts on their ability to remain safe and stable in their communities. Oftentimes, what we're seeing is these older adults are cycling through various different systems. So they may be involved with our programs, they may be having touch points with adult protective services, with FDNY, with other health and emergency services, but none of those touch points are providing the holistic wraparound support that we know older adults really need in order to sustainably reduce these behaviors. And so we are really looking at trying to figure out what it would look like to have a more holistic multi-agency wraparound approach. And in particular for NYC Aging, what additional capacity and partnerships we would need to develop in order to implement such an intervention at scale. And so it's a really great opportunity to do something really innovative and to sort of design and launch the city's first ever model and intervention to address this issue. So we're really excited about it, and we hope that you are too. We have a bunch of data points that we will be able to provide. So we have data from all of our NYC Aging delivered and contracted services. We also have data from a recent survey needs assessment that our data team implemented in 2024. And then there are a number of other city agencies with relevant data that we will be able to source for this. And so we're really looking for a partner that has expertise around linking different administrative data sources, and in particular has some background in aging services and mental health research. So thank you.